Alright, so that brings us to the last suggestion that we got from Austin and colleagues in 2018. And in this suggestion, what he proposed is that when we are estimating the propensity scores, we are supposed to use the entire design to estimate the propensity score. Note that when we are estimating the propensity score, we are not really interested about the correct variance and all that. So we do not necessarily worry about the entire dataset and all the subpopulation stuff, because those are related to the variance calculation, as we have explained in the previous parts of our labs. So in here we are simply using the subsetted dataset as well as all of the survey features as survey features, not as covariates, to estimate our propensity scores, and that will give us our propensity score. Once we generate those propensity scores, these are the propensity scores, then we use either the match package, and in here you can specify what was your outcome, what was your exposure variable, what was your propensity score variable, whether you want one-to-one matching, whether you want with replacement or without replacement, or specific caliper, or this match package is coming from matching package, right? Or we can simply use our match it packages match it function, where we can simply specify the propensity scores that we have already generated in our first step using the survey GLM. So we are now using this specific vector instead of the logit argument, because we want our matchit package to use this exact function that will give or exact propensity score estimates that will be used to create our matched dataset. So we do this. So this is the only difference between our previous fit and current fit, is that instead of the logit, we are simply specifying a specific vector of propensity scores, so that the matchit function do not need to calculate propensity scores using this formula or the logistic regression. It can simply use these propensity scores. And of course you can check all of the fitting, whether your fitting looks good or not, in step 2. And in step 3, in the matched dataset that you have just created out of the match from the matchit package, you can simply check your SMDs in the matched dataset, and in here you can see your SMDs look well below 0.2. So in the since the SMD or the balance looks pretty reasonable, we go to our step 4, and this step 4 is pretty similar to what we have seen in the Dagov or the Zunato's suggestion, that the step 4 or the outcome modeling has to happen within the complete design, right? So in here you have the complete dataset. We are using the whole set of the survey features, and then we are subsetting based on who was matched versus not. And then we are essentially using the crude analysis, because we found a very good match in the matched dataset, so we are not going to adjust anymore. And then we are using the survey GLM function to obtain our odds ratio, right? And of course, if there were some imbalances, or if you thought that we should still adjust for some particular covariates, we could essentially adjust for more covariates in here to increase our precision. Alright, so just to summarize, in this Austin's suggestion, the only difference is that we are now using design to estimate our propensity score, right? Whereas in the Zone 2 suggestion or in the DAGOF suggestion, we were not using this design. We were basically using the dataset directly to estimate the propensity score. So that is the basic difference between Austin suggestion versus the DAGOF and Zone 2 suggestion. The step 4 is all the same for all of the suggestions, where survey design with the full capacity and with all of the survey features need to be used, and then you can subset based on your subpopulation of interest.